This week's SmackDown is in Japan. Now, this is where we're going to go all out and steal some fans from Raw, I think. Let's have a quick look at fatigue. Who's too tired to be doing big gimmick matches? Really, no one. The 6 participants in last week's Battle Royal are a little bit worse for wear, but that's okay. We won't use them. Big Show, what's he unhappy about? Big Show wants a win. Oh. John Cena wants a win. And Triple H wants a win. Okay. I can't really help you guys with that yet. We'll see how we get on. If it gets to the pay-per-view and you're still struggling, we'll maybe step in. But I'm going to go all out here. So we're going to have a Fatal 4-Way. No, I want it to be a gimmick match. Main events. Let's go a Fatal 4-Way hardcore match. And it's going to be for the World Heavyweight Championship. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Batista and John Cena. Tell me that match wouldn't be kick ass in real life. Tell me you wouldn't buy a pay-per-view to see that match. Those 4 men, hardcore rules, world title on the line. Come on. How is that not a banger? Next up, we're going to do... Who else? What other big stars have we got? I guess Randy Orton and Edge. It's certainly in real life they would be the next tier of star. Advertise and promote, and then we're going to give a little bit of main event hype too, just to try and help that with some stars. I've changed my mind. I pressed the random button again, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so dumb. I'm so frustrated that I did that again, and I basically keep pressing square because in general manager mode in WWE 2K25, which I have also been playing a lot recently, pressing square like clears a match, like just deletes a match, and so I keep pressing it without thinking, but I'll get used to that. So we're gonna, in our opener, we're gonna do no, not a handicap match. Jeez, I'm all over the place. It's going to be a tag team steel cage match. You can see as I select some of these people, because I've randomized and filled out the rest of the card, people whose names are in yellow, it means they're already in a match. So you can have the same person wrestle twice on the same show. If they go red, that means you've got them booked in 3 matches, which again you can do, but would just be an absolute disaster for their fatigue. So let's do another Fatal 4-Way. I'm loving these Fatal 4-Ways. Chris Masters and Carlito, Big Show. Where's Big Show? It's alphabetical order. I should know where Big Show is. Big Show and Booker T. And that's going to be for the United States title. So we've got those matches covered. And then we need... So it's just these 2 that I need to tweak. It's going to be a tag team match, and it's going to be Scotty and Chavo that are feuding. Where's Chavo? Is he already there? Yes, he's already selected. So Chavo is going to team with Rob Van Dam against their rivals Christian and Chavo. And finally, this match right here is going to be the 2 unaccounted for, Ric Flair and his chief rival, the Hurricane, and that should cover off all 10 of my rivalries. I've just realised that's a ladder match. I don't want that to be a ladder match. I want that to just be a normal singles match, because I don't want to fatigue guys for no reason. Basically, like if I'm going to throw a load of fatigue, it's going to be because I've chosen to put them in like an Armageddon Hell in a Cell for the ratings. You know, I'm not just going to waste it. So tag team steel cage match to kick us off, then a Fatal 4-Way for the US title, then Ric Flair versus the Hurricane, then a tag team match featuring the Cruiserweight Champion, then we've got Edge versus Randy Orton, and then in the main event, a hardcore Fatal 4-Way for the world title. That is a pretty great SmackDown, I must say. I'm pleased with that. So Shelton and Charlie regain the tag team championships in, I'm sure, what was a fantastic steel cage match. Booker T ends Chris Masters' dominance and is the new United States champion. I like that. Ric Flair beats the Hurricane. Rob Van Dam and Scotty. Edge beats Randy Orton and John Cena. So, of the people, when I checked beforehand, there was a few people who were upset that they'd been losing all their matches, and it looks like John Cena has broken that curse. That's a good start. And I've gained fans. How many? 170. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So, Superstar Special. So this is Taz giving me tips. So, telling me that some superstars are known for certain match types. It doesn't tell me what match types they're known for. So you kind of have to use your noodle. Like Edge, obviously master of TLC. Shawn Michaels, you would assume, is well known for ladder matches and things like that. So, you just have to trust. I don't, as far as I can remember, if I go into my roster, I don't think it tells me what their match specialties are. Let's double check that, because maybe it does. Oh, Triple H is unsatisfied. Loss after loss really hurts one's morale. He's on a 5-match losing streak. That's, yeah, it's fair enough that he's upset. But it doesn't say what kind of match he's a specialty of, which is what I suspected. So, no one's for now. So, was that the only morale issue? He's unsatisfied. Big Show, Carlito, and Randy Orton. So Randy Orton wants a title shot. Okay, Randy Orton wants a title shot. Okay, I can do that. I can definitely do that. So, in the main event, it's going to be a single with no manager, and it's going to be Randy Orton opposing Edge, and it's going to be Batista and John Cena. We're going to give Randy Orton a World Heavyweight Championship match in the main event of SmackDown. Now, Triple H wanted a win. Who else wanted a win? Let's see if we can kill 3 birds with 1 stone here. One match. Triple H, Big Show, and Carlito all want wins. So what I'm going to do is we're going to set up a 6-man tag, and we're going to put the 3 guys who are desperate for a win on the same team, and then we're going to try and fiddle the game slightly so that they pick up the win. Carlito's feuding with Booker, and Big Show's feuding with Chris Masters. What an odd 6-man tag. I'm just going to double check those names. I'm suddenly doubting. Yeah, Triple H, Big Show, Carlito. Okay, so it is those 3. That's fine. So we need the Big Show, Triple H, Carlito team to win that, and that'll give us our morale issues will be solved because they'll all have their wins, and Randy Orton's getting a shot at the world title. So even if he doesn't win, I've given him what he asked for. That's fine. So I think with that being 5 rivalries and 2 matches, I think the rest of the card is going to have to be singles matches, which is not a problem. That's not a problem. Actually, before I say that's not a problem, let's quickly check and see if any of these rivalries are struggling. So John Cena and Batista's fine. Scotty and Chavo, the fans have gotten tired of. That's fine. Ric Flair and Hurricane. Okay, is it just them? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. We can work around that. So no Scotty and Chavo match this week. So what I'll do is we'll do Christian and Rob Van Dam for the Cruiserweight title. Maybe I'll throw a stipulation on that actually, because they've been feuding for a while. So it seems like they deserve an escalation, you know? So let's put them in a ladder match for the Cruiserweight title. And let's go with Ric Flair versus Hurricane. I'm going to put that at the start of the show actually. No. Who's got the lower popularity? Probably Hurricane and Ric Flair. Yeah, I think it is them. So we're going to put them at the start of the show. And then we're going to put Tajiri and Charlie Haas, which I'm fairly certain was what the pairing was. Yeah, very low. And then we're going to do Shelton Benjamin versus William Regal. Okay, there we go. And then just to keep them on the card, we're going to make these triple threats. So I don't want to have Hurricane. I don't want to have Scotty and Chavo wrestle each other anymore. So what I will do is have them wrestle on these triple threats, and that way they're still on the show, but that ends their rivalry, because they're basically, as soon as they're in separate matches, that kills the rivalry. It's good to keep them on the show, just because it helps their popularity not start to fall. If you don't have them on the show for weeks, then it starts to hurt their popularity. But yeah, I'm happy with that show. The only one, we just need to make sure that the trio wins that. Oh man, I simulated it, and as you can see, the wrong result. That was the one I was most invested in. So let's go through the card as usual. Chavo picks up the win in that match that he didn't really have any place in being in, and Scotty 2 Hotty picked up the win there. So they both got victories. They come off their rivalry with each other, they insert themselves into 2 other rivalries, and they steal the win, and that's not a problem. William Regal beats Shelton Benjamin. Rob Van Dam regains the Cruiserweight title in a ladder match. You know that was a great match, those 2 guys. I'm disappointed with the outcome on that one, because Big Show, Carlito and Triple H are just going to be even more upset. And then John Cena retains the world title. Randy will hopefully still be happy, given that he got his title match that he asked for. Fan change. Raw defeated me this week. That's fine. It's been back and forth, but I'm confident that there'll be a big swing when we get to the pay-per-view. Okay, morale levels. It's still the same 3. They're still unhappy about their victory, their lack of wins. We can work that. That's okay. I can work around that. Champion wise, it's a pretty good group. That's it's very 2006, but that's a very good group of champions, I think. I'm happy with those guys on top. And I'm 2 weeks out from the pay-per-view. Okay, main event. We're going to go Batista and John Cena. We're just going to go back to basics, because what I want to do is do a rematch of that 6-man tag last week with Triple H, Big Show and Carlito, and see if I can get them to win this time to fix their morale issues. Why can't I find John Cena here? John Cena, there he is. John Cena and Batista. John Cena and Batista. And then we're going to do this 6-man tag that I discussed. Six-man tag that I discussed, and it's going to be Triple H, Carlito, and the Big Show versus Chris Masters, who's Big Show's rival, Carlito, so that'll be Booker T, and Shawn Michaels. And I'm suddenly realising that I didn't check to see if any of the rivalries had soured. I'm hoping for not. Okay, that's fine. Tajiri and Charlie Haas has. That's the only one. So I guess what I'll do then is we'll kind of reset the tag team rivalries and maybe just pair them off differently. It seems like the lower the popularity of 2 wrestlers is, the quicker their rivalry will sour, basically. So if you take 2 really popular guys, main eventers, and pair them off with each other, their rivalry will stay fresh for like 2 whole months until you get to your next pay-per-view. Whereas if you pair off 2 lower card guys with really low popularity, it'll probably sour within a few weeks. So you have to do what you can to juggle them, basically, and not let them all stack up on you. But we've broken the Scotty 2 Hotty and Chavo rivalry, so I could actually pair them up and it would just start a new rivalry with them. The game's AI doesn't seem to be smart enough to see that that's what you've done. So I'm just double checking some things. So Booker T is the US champion and he's spoken for in that 6-man tag, so that's fine. But we can do a Cruiserweight Championship match, which I like the idea of very much. So we're going to do a Fatal 4-Way match. It's going to be... do you know what, actually? As much as they're not feuding anymore, Scotty 2 Hotty and Chavo Guerrero both got victories in triple threat matches last week, so I think it's fair to give them Cruiserweight Championship matches. They're not rivalries, and I've broken they're not rivals anymore, and I've broken their rivalry, so that shouldn't have any negative impact on this match. That's fine. We're going to do William Regal versus Shelton Benjamin in the opener. Suddenly he's realising I probably can't do this, actually, because I can't have too many. No, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to do William Regal and Tajiri in the William Regal and Shelton Benjamin in the opener, and we're going to do Edge versus Randy Orton, and I'm missing a match, so can't be Tajiri and Charlie Haas because that rivalry's soured. Ric Flair and the Hurricane is the other one, but maybe that one's better off being lower on the card. I don't actually know if it does penalise you that, so having it stacked so that you start off with the lower stars and then it builds up, I don't know if that's better for your score than if you just have the matches randomly and it's a total of the stars. I think as long as the main event is the best performing match of the night, that should be fine. But these are things that, even though I've been playing this game for 2 decades, it's something I've never really figured out is how much the building of the show matters compared to just the total of the stars. Alright, so we've simulated this show again, and we've got William Regal defeated Shelton, we've got Randy Orton defeated Edge, the Hurricane beat Ric Flair, Chavo is the new Cruiserweight Champion. That's quite the win streak for Chavo. The right team won this 6-man tag this time, which is what you love to see, and Batista is the new World Heavyweight Champion. Hell yeah, ending his own little losing streak. Exciting stuff. And I won the week. 70,000 fans, that's a good feeling.